debut, Highway Companion. They have a journey of 2 miles, 5.5 furlongs ahead of them in the Queen Alexandra Stakes, the traditional curtain down of the royal meeting, and through the very early stages Dinard Rose has gone forward towards the inside. Also Calling the Wind is racing up there promptly, and so too is Nate the Great towards the outside, and those are the first three. You can tell how gloomy it is now here at Royal Ascot. Look at the headlights on the vehicles chasing the horses up the course, and a very, very gusty wind blowing at the moment side on from the far side, and it is Nate the Great who has now claimed the lead at the end of the first 3 furlongs, to Calling the Wind racing in second, and Dinard Rose against the rail is in third. Rashun is just in fourth, with towards the outside Wordsworth in fifth. Then in sixth on the inside rail is Falcon 8. In seventh is Urban Artist, who's racing in advance of Master Milliner as they're about to join the round course. Last year's winner Stratum has got 3 behind in the early stages. The mare Single is one of them. Timor is last but one, and the back marker, the slow starting Highway Companion. They race on inside the final 2 miles of the Queen Alexandra, and it's Holly Doyle and Nate the Great who lead in second place. Wordsworth improving all the while. Then Dinard Rose, who's racing in third, and in fourth is Calling the Wind. Then towards the inside is Falcon 8 racing alongside Rashun, and then Master Milliner and Urban Artist Single, Stratum, Timor, and just last is Highway Companion. They're getting a great cheer as they come up past the stands in the finale of Royal Ascot, and leading the Royal Parade is Nate the Great. Leads by half a length to Wordsworth, racing in second. To the inside, Dinard Rose is in third, as now they set off with one more complete circuit of Ascot ahead of them. Calling the Wind is in fourth. On the inside, Falcon 8 in fifth position. Rashun is in sixth towards the inside rail. Master Milliner is in seventh as they race away from the stands. Urban Artist is next, followed by Single, then Stratum, and now improving a place. Highway Companion has now relegated the French raider Timor to be last of the field. So now they make the run quite steeply downhill at this point. They're racing now on towards the final mile and 3 furlongs, and still it is Nate the Great on the inside. Holly Doyle glances across to see who's putting the pressure on, and that is the looming presence of Ryan Moore and Wordsworth on the centre of the course. They're in a very close second. Now in third, Dinard Rose, also alongside Calling the Wind, then Rashun, who races up on the outside of Falcon 8, the leading half dozen 2 by 2 as they go to the halfway point. Then Urban Artist racing up on the outside of Master Miller. Then Single, the inside of Stratum, Timor, and Highway Companion still last. They're going into the turn. Into the final mile they go. Nate the Great now by a contested head. Wordsworth, with every stride he takes, gets just that little bit closer to the lead. Dinard Rose against the inside rail, and around her outside, last year's runner-up, Calling the Wind. And then Falcon 8, the yellow cap, the inside of Rashun, and now they begin to climb. They climb on towards the final 3/4 of a mile. Nate the Great and Wordsworth, these two now have been locking horns for half a mile, and they're really stepping on the gas. Then Calling the Wind on the outside of Dinard Rose, Rashun, and then Falcon 8, followed by Master Milliner on the outside, Urban Artist. The blue colours Stratum, still with a lot to find from the back of the field, and ridden along now, Single alongside, and still Timor at the back of the field with Highway Companion. They're beginning to make the turn in, and they've still got 3.5 furlongs to go, and still they're slugging it out. Wordsworth on the outside of Nate the Great, like 2 heavyweights here. Towards their outside, Rashun slingshots now to deliver a challenge. Calling the Wind with the big white blaze has got every chance, and then Falcon 8 to the inside, and now it's Calling the Wind and Wordsworth. Rashun down the outside. Timor from a long way back is staying on. On the inside, Falcon 8. They still have a furlong to go. Rashun now noses the lead. Calling the Wind in second. Stratum now begins to pick it up, but he's running out of time. Rashun has the lead. Stratum, though, with every stride, he's beginning to get up, and Stratum is the winner of the Queen Alexandra. From Rashun, Calling the Wind, Falcon 8, Timor followed home by Wordsworth, who didn't get home over this distance. distance, and then on the outside, Urban Artist. So Stratum has won. He was one of the first off the bit as they came up the hill, but he has won for Williambuick. His 5th win of the meeting, an 8th win at Royal Ascot for trainer Willie Mullins, who has now settled the winner of this race on 4 occasions. It is Stratum who has won the Queen Alexandra in what was a really tough race. Rashun held 2nd, Calling the Wind placed yet again in 3rd, Vulcanate in 4th, Timor followed home by Urban Artist, and then Wordsworth, who capitulated late. Stratum is the winner of the finale, and he has won the Queen Alexandra back-to-back years.
2 back-to-back winners, the Wokingham and the Queen Alexandra Stakes today. Stratum wins the race for the 4th time for Willie Mullins, went off at 10-1. Rashun ran big in 2nd at 20-1, Adele's paddock pick. Calling the Wind 3rd at 13-2. 5, as he says, for Will Buick. He had to work, though, because, Megan, this was some battle.
I think the best thing for Stratum that it turned into such a slog and a stamina test. He obviously is an extreme stamina type of horse. He stays at the very top over hurdles and over jumps. He's needed every yard of this today, and I think the fact that Holly Doyle and Ryan Moore really turned the gas on at an early stage has helped him. And amazing, what a performance to come back to back, and for Willie Mullins to have him so primed for today after a disappointing return to the track last time.
Well, what a fantastic race to finish off Royal Ascot. Will, just talk me through the closing stages, whilst you salute the crowd as well, obviously, milking it.
Great, isn't it, you know, last race, fantastic meeting, you know, it's a good vibe all week, and come away with 5 winners is great. You know, most of the races went well. Obviously, there are always some that you want to look back on, but all in all, good meeting, and I think it's my first win in this race, and my first win for Willie as well. So it means a lot, and you know, this lad, he finished off really well. You know?
How good a ride was that?
Well, it's a long way, you know. So main thing was getting relaxed, and for a couple of times he just grabbed hold of the bit, and then he managed to drop it again, and then once I switched him inside, he came alive, you know. Horses were coming back at him, and he loves that. So obviously he won the race last year, so you know, this is his game.
This is his game, your game. Steph, Will saying this is his game. How much did you enjoy watching the race? I mean, there were a few nervy moments.
Yeah, no, he was brilliant, and it's like the yard legend. Nicole rides him every day. Connor looks after him. I'm just the lucky one that gets to bring him here. He's just a dude.
He is a dude. A great way to finish the meeting. Well done to you all. 5 for the week, Will.
Thank you, Rich.
And Willie Mullins is alongside me. It's rare that Royal Ascot passes by these days without a Willie Mullins winner. That was a terrific ride. To put it into words.
A terrific ride. I mean, I'm watching and saying, I said, that's great. Now, I said, you know, more or less aim for 6th place for the prize money and work your way up. And I said, just wait and wait as long as you can. He jumped him out, just put him in a nice pocket and stay there until he turned for home, and then went in and just weaved his way through, and the horse loves to be ridden like that.
Yeah.
So
just a word on this horse, to do this back to back, how tough and talented.
Tough because he hadn't worked well, but when I was saddling him I thought, Jesus, this fellow's really turned inside out in the last week. So you know, he just got a magic ride on top, man riding at top of his game.
Yeah, more like Sheldon Weather here, but back in the Wooders enclosure.
Oh, thank you.
Well done.
And you got a shot of Tony Bloom, the owner, the Brighton and Hove Albion owner. I think he's got his back to us here, but he's got a great waistcoat on. He's got the Brighton colours with footballs on it as well, and he's here to see his Stratum go back-to-back in the Queen Alexandra. And was it great to see Will Buick enjoying it so much, interacting with the crowd, clearly relishing performing on this big stage in front of a huge number of people, winning at 10-1. The tow return was a bit bigger than that at £12.75. I think the turnover on the World Pool this week has been huge. Rashun backs up from Tuesday. Great shout from Adele at 20-1, and Calling the Wind second last year, third this time around for Willie Mullins, who just missed out the other day, beaten by Coltrane and the Balding team. And there's the waistcoat. Tony, they are footballs, aren't they? Yeah, they missed out just the other day, but the National Home Weather